Check, check, check 1, 2. Check, check Niasi. Let's see if this will even. And that's not working. It's freaking out. All right, we gotta hit pause till we get this figured out. All right, check, check 1, 2. Check again. Check, check Niasi. All right. Looks like we're good to go. All right, this is Algebra 3. It is, well, this is review for test 4B, likely to be part 1. Part 1 of at least probably 2. Today's date is 10/21/20. The time is 10:20. It just turned over. It just turned over to 10:20. Okay, 10:20 a.m. Despite what all these other fools say, it's 10:20 a.m. All right, let's see. This is fourth period. Mr. Wilcox speaking. All right. Plus Emily in quarantine. Okay. All right. We need to do every single question here. Starting with question number 18, being the one that we are most dumb at. I'm not wrong. X, 11, 10, 9. Okay. Let's see. Let's take a look. Oh, gosh. He said it. We all knew it was true. This one is really easy. I just forget how to do it.
I know how to do it. It's 10/9 equals to x.
Let's see. Was this number 18?
Yes.
Why am I not finding it? Three B, we need 4B. 4B number 18. All right. Yep. Okay. So just real simply, 10 times 10 plus x. Okay, so this guy times its sum of those parts. Okay, equals 9 times 9 plus 11. Okay. All right, so the first number, okay, this goes on the outside, and it will go here. Okay. Okay. We got it now? Okay. So we'll keep going with it. All right, so we'll distribute. So 10 times 10 is 100 plus 10x. We could probably go ahead and get that as 99 times 9. 180? 99 times 9? Doesn't seem right. Not, oh, I'm sorry. 9, so it'd be 20 times 9, right? So it's 180. Sorry, doing too many things in my head at one time. All right, subtract the 100 because we're trying to solve for x. We got 10x equals 80. Okay, divide by 10. X equals 8. And I always want to check the question to make sure that I've solved what's asked. So I'm looking back at question 18. Just says find x up at the top above 15, 16, 17, and 18. Right? So this is my final answer. That should, yeah, and we see that happening where it seems like the question that was most missed last time on the review was one of the easiest questions on the review. All right, same thing here, which is actually a good thing, right? Because that means that it's something that will catch the most people and turn us from getting something wrong to something right rather quickly. All right, let's see, number 12. 12. All right, in triangle XYZ, XW is the angle bisector of YXZ, find K. Okay, so let's draw something like this. Okay, we got K, we got 7, we got 9, and 5. Okay, so we just need to find K. Well, if I've got an angle bisector, it's going to split this in such a way that the segments are proportional. So K over 9 is equal to 7 over 5. So I've got 5K. 5K equals 63. Divide by 5. K equals, what's that, 12.6? Okay, let me double check on some answers here. They actually leave it as 63 over 5. Well, my question will be on this is that if I punch in 63 over 5 in my calculator, okay, if it comes out to just straight something like 12.6, then that works. But let's say it was like 12.3 repeating, right? It was 12 and a third, and you just wrote 12.3 and didn't put the bar over the top. I'm going to count that half wrong because 12.3 is not the same as 12.3 repeating. Okay, does that make sense? So I'm going to hold you guys to that because this is Algebra 3 and we should know better. Okay? All right, number 13. Number 13. All right, find Q, R, and T. All right. They start off with that, I think. They get this. Okay, we got Q, 6, T here, and R. Okay. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to switch the orientation around to look like that. Okay, you don't necessarily need to do that, but it helps me. Okay, so I've got 7 here, 6 here, Q here, R here, and T here. Okay, now there's, let's see. If I don't have this wrong, and we'll be able to see real quick, is the altitude is the geometric mean between the parts of the hypotenuse. So I can write this up as this to solve for t. Okay, so I got t squared equals what, 42? Okay, square root. So t equals the square root of 42. We're going to go ahead and simplify that square root. So that's going to be what, 2 and 21? 3 and 7. So it's actually just going to be square root of 42. Is that what's in the answer key? Yes or no? Number 13? Square root of 42. Okay. So square root 42. Now here's the handy thing is that notice that this lower triangle right here is a right triangle, correct? So honestly, I have enough information to solve R and Q just using the Pythagorean theorem at this point. Do we see that? Would we rather do it that way? Okay, so we'll keep it based upon something that we know how to do without adding a whole bunch of different geometric mean principles. Okay, so for the rest of it, right, I'm doing what? Square root of 42 squared plus 6 squared equals Q squared. Do we understand why Q is the hypotenuse of this smaller triangle? Because it's opposite the right angle. What's the square root of 42 squared? 42. 42 plus 36 equals Q squared. Right, what's that, 78? 78 equals q squared. All right, square root to 78. All right, let's check and see if 78 reduces at all. It's going to be what, 2 and 39? 2 and 39, is that right?
Yeah.
39, I can probably divide that by 3, get 13, 13. So it looks like it just stays, right? Q is square root of 78. Okay? All right. Square root 78. So you actually have two options for R. You can either solve R as part of the whole triangle or part of the smaller triangle. I would probably solve it as part of that smaller triangle because that way, you know, I'm not having to worry about adding 6 and 7 together and getting that wrong. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let's bring this down here. All right, so we're going to have R squared. Sorry. R squared plus square root of 42 squared equals what, 7 squared? Oh, wait, I think I've got this wrong. Hold on. Because R is the hypotenuse in this case, right? Okay, sorry about that. So we got okay, so we got 7 squared plus square root of 42 squared equals R squared. So we've got 49 plus 42 equals R squared. 49 plus 42, 91, okay? 91 just sounds like a prime number to me, okay? So I'm going to guess the R is square root of 91. Is it? Okay. So I think the main part right off the beginning is, can you use, if they give you the altitude like this, all right, or even you're going to just see this, right? Okay, you need to know that T is the geometric mean between 6 and 7. T, the altitude, is the geometric mean to the hypotenuse of the whole triangle, the individual segments of it, okay? So T is the geometric mean, in this case, to 6 and 7. What was your question, Juan?
Doesn't matter whether the 7 and 6 go.
No, it's not going to change anything. If I'd put 6 down here and 7 up there, 6 times 7 is still 42.
Is it better to do it in that angle, like the triangle, or?
To do it like this, it's a personal preference. So if you have no problem seeing that, okay, I'm going to take this, I'm going to take the T here, it's going to be a geometric mean between 6 and 7 individual segments of that hypotenuse. If you don't have a problem with that, then you don't need to redraw it.
I don't think 91 is a prime number.
You don't think 91 is a prime number?
7 times 13 equals 91.
Well, if 7 times 13 does equal 91, 7 is prime and 3 is prime, and I still can't reduce square root of 91. So, yeah, it may not itself be prime, but if it's not made up of any doubles of primes, then it won't reduce anyway. Okay. All right, so that was 13. We need 16. Okay. All right. So our formula for this is major arc minus minor arc divided by 2. Okay. What is the major arc here? 120. What's the minor arc? What's 120 minus 30? 90 divided by 2 is x equals 45 degrees.
Are you serious? Are you serious? I really got this wrong.
Same. You understand why I have, okay, I don't think you understand why I have to break that thing. It's less like,
I didn't. I don't. I said that.
wait, let me just see what I did. I want to see what I got.
That's the reason I wrote down a formula for you. I don't know if you can hear over this video right now just the outrage that is going on in this room. I know you can't see it, but there's a lot of angry students upset with themselves.
I got 360.
How on earth would you get 360 degrees? Do you not see that that little angle has got to be less than 90?
I did 90 minus 60.
I got 5.
How would you get?
Where did you get any of those numbers?
Hang on, hang on. I'm
Are we-
working in my 90 minus 30 to get 60. I did 120 minus 30 and got 90, so I did 90 minus 30 equals 60. Don't ask.
Donut.
That's good?
Do not ask me. All right. Number 4. All right, convert to polar coordinates, write 4 forms for the point. This one I can understand, and I'm actually really surprised that this one isn't like the one that we all missed. Who all got number 4 right? You got it right? Awesome. So a bunch of people lied about getting this right. All right. Negative 2.5i plus 3.1j. Okay. Question, what's the first thing we do?
Square them both.
Nope. Coordinate plane.
Yeah, that's right. I was thinking of the word.
Okay. Now what? Now I've got a coordinate plane. What do I do? Graph it. All right. Tell me how to graph that.
You
Go left 2.5.
Go left 2.5. Good. Okay. Now I've got that point. What do I do?
Draw a triangle.
Okay. Where's the right angle going to be? Is it going to be on the x-axis or the y-axis? Okay, so I'm going to come down like this. I'm going to draw something that looks like that, correct? Okay. All right, what is this measurement right here that what is that measure? All right, we're going to refer to it as 2.5. That's going to be fine. 3.1 goes here, right? Okay. Now, how many polar coordinates are we going to have? 4. Okay. How do you know? Because there's going to be 2 positive and 2 negatives. Okay. What's the first thing I need to find? What is going to go in these places right here? What number is being represented in those 4 places? The hypotenuse. Okay. Are we using... We don't need any Key and Peele references going on right now. Okay. So... I wish I was. Okay. All right, what do we do with 3.1 and 2.5? Add them? No. Sum and square. All right. 3.1 squared plus 2.5 squared equals c squared. Find. Okay. Easy killer. It's like you found out who the killer is. I knew it. All right, 3.1 squared is 9.61. 2.5 squared is probably 6.25. Okay, 9.61 plus 6.25. 15.86 equals c squared. Square root it. Probably get like 3 point something. 3.824. Is that what you said? 3.982. All right, so we're just going to make that 3.98. Okay? So I've got a 3.98 and a 3.98. What do I put for these other two? Negative 3.98. What quadrant is representing negative 3.98?
Third and fourth.
Fourth quadrant. Fourth quadrant is the negative 3.98. Okay? All right. So we've got our four hypotenuses. Okay. What's next? How do I know what's a negative? Because it's the polar opposite. Polar coordinates. Okay? It's the upside down.
It's an upside down world.
Okay? So it's going to go diagonal through the origin to the opposite quadrant. Okay? It's not flipped, it's the opposite. It's the mirror world. Okay? This one is where Doctor Strange does all his practice magic. Okay? That one down there. We just watched Doctor Strange the other night, so. All right. Now what? What do? I've got my four subtract? No.
What's 180?
All right, you guys are going to have find a degree. Find a degree. Find a degree of what?
Yeah.
How do I find it?
Yeah.
How do I find that angle measure?
2.5 over 3.1.
Huh? You need a trig function to find it.
Oh, tangent negative 1.
Inverse tangent. Inverse tangent. Okay? Tangent is what over what?
3.1. Adjacent.
Opposite of.
Opposite over adjacent.
Okay? All right. What is opposite in this case?
2.1. Over 2.5.
Very good. All right. Inverse tangent 3.1 over 2.5. Give it to me to the nearest hundredth. 51.12. Is that what you said? 51.12. All right. So that is 51.12 degrees. Okay, but that's not an answer to any of this. Okay, but we use it. So we need to find, how do I find the positive degree of my positive hypotenuse? Which direction do I go? Do I go clockwise or counterclockwise? All right, so I'm going from here to here. 180. 51.12. So I'm going here, right? And going all the way would get me to 180, but I'm not going that far, so I need to subtract 51.12 from 180, and I'm going to get 128.88. Okay? 128.88. Okay? Okay. Now, how do I get the negative degree of the positive hypotenuse, Omar? No, I'm still on the positive hypotenuse. How do I get the negative degree of the 180, okay, because we're going to go around this way, 180 plus 51.12. The only difference is that it's going to be negative because we're going clockwise. So what's 180 plus 51.12? 2, 3, 1.12?
Yeah.
All right, we are going to have to pick it up with this next time.